Hello, my name is Matt Rogers, and today we are talking about the tool Symbaloo. Symbaloo is a bookmarking website that you can use with your students and for your own organization methods. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up a web browser. I'm going to use Safari for this. Like most things online, unfortunately, you do have to sign up. It does only take your name and an email address, which is not too bad. There are free versions to Symbaloo, and there's also a paid version, but for what we're using it for, you'll be just fine with the free version. So after you've signed up, you'll be ready to go on for the next step. Once you've signed on, you have a blank screen, and while that isn't very helpful, that's where you add in your own content. Unfortunately, there is no feature that just drags all of your bookmarks over into Symbaloo, which would be a very convenient thing, but it is extremely customizable and very easy to use. So I want to talk about the interface of how everything looks before we go any further. At the top bar, what you have is usually this will be a Symbaloo logo. For this, I have the paid version, so we were able to customize it with the Pequea Valley logo. You also have an options toolbar, which we'll talk about in just a second. You're able to remove different things, often a very helpful thing. Share it, which is going to be how we publish it when we're done. There are messages if there's something that you need to complete, and then your account information. You also will have your tiles and web mixes. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Add users, restrictions, and pay your bill when it's a paid for version. Obviously, this part is not there in the free. Along this top part, you have what is kind of your toolbars. Each different tab is called a web mix. And what you do is you organize the different web mixes based off what we are trying to create. For this one, I titled this one Class Example. Below the toolbar, you have really what it's all about. While unfortunately it's not very full of information right now, you do have the Google website in the center. If you do not pay for the version, it will give just a generic Symbaloo example or block, some advertisement, but not a huge thing to lose, especially since you're not paying anything for the tool. Essentially, all it is a set of different tiles where you can add different applications or widgets. I'm going to show you by clicking in this first tile. When you click on the tile, it'll ask you either to create a tile or search for a tile. So if you've previously created a tile in a different web mix, you can add it easily. But we're going to create a new one. All you need is a URL. And I'm going to use the website KidBiz because we use that pretty heavily in my classroom. So for that, we're going to do kidbiz3000.com. And once you click off, if there is a thumbnail that is usually there, it'll automatically upload, and we'll see that a little bit later. But in addition, you can add a name and choose to show the text. So up here you have your preview window, you have your URL. It is a website. You can also choose if it's a news source, a radio station, or an embedded item, but it is a website. You can change the color of the tiles if you want to organize that way and change the text color. And there is an ability to upload an image, and we'll look at that in just a little bit. But for this one, let's go with a red color for KidBiz. After you hit save, you have an icon already made for you with the KidBiz information. When you click on it, it'll open it up in a new tab. So let's try that. And in a new tab, you see it brings you right to the Achieve 3000 website where you will use your username and password to sign in. We're going to go back to the old page that we are working on. Let's try another one. Let's say we use CNN frequently. CNN.com. Not that that's really an educational source, but what you have is a already generated image. You have two to choose from. If you like the one that's already there, you can go with that. Say we want a larger one, it'll give you the option to choose that larger one as well. I can add the text here, or I can just leave it off. Since it has CNN in there, I don't really need the information at all. I hit save, and again, the tile shows up. What's really cool about this is I can pull and drag and put them anywhere I want. So maybe I want to put all of my subscriptions, KidBiz, Alex, My Access all in one area. I want to put my educational resources in a different area. You can move them all over the place, and all you have to do at the end is hit this share, which automatically updates and uploads. Pretty cool. I'm going to show you a real quick example of one I've already created. So for our entire school district, I've created this web mix called PA Core Resources. We have our website, the Moodle site, Sapphire, which is our student information, PDE, SAS, all of these very important sites. We also have our subservice information, our employee portal, our tech resources for our tech minutes. Down below, similarly, we have Chief 3000, Alex, etc. So you can see, not only are they really great to have right there, but we also remind ourselves, oh heck, I have a My Access account. I totally forgot about that. That automatically jogs me when, oh, I should have been practicing my writing. Maybe I'll throw a little My Access activity into tomorrow's lesson. So that is pretty much what you can do. Unfortunately, this one doesn't look nearly as nice. Once you have completed all of your tiles that you're really looking to have there, you click the Share button. And the Share button will allow you to create and publish your web mix name. So when I hit Share, it allows it to be viewed in the Symbaloo gallery. After that's done, you can either just take this website URL or an embed code and put it into different places. If you want to use that URL code and put it into the actual address line, you can go from there. Or for wikis or blogs, you can throw the embed code and a really nice visual of the Symbaloo icon shows up. Very easy to use and pretty neat. In addition, you do have the different share information, the details, which we already saw. You can update and stop sharing, get that embed code, turn on and off comments, and show the comments. The one other aspect is this other toolbar will show you all of the web mixes you have. You can adjust which one comes first, you can edit them and pull them up and adjust a few things. If you want one to be your home page, keep it invisible for some reason. If you need to change the name, change the wallpaper, I really like this one. Really makes everything pop. You just continue and you can save that. And once we're done, you just hit this and it automatically saves. Pretty cool. Like I said, after it's all done, it's a great resource that you can either embed on your school website or give your kids the resources so they can just click on that instead of taking the time to type in the URL for all that information. I hope that was helpful to watch, and I hope you're using Symbaloo with your students.